topics we floating through. Arkansas officer suspended after a video on social media showed them beating a suspect, a police beating video. We also talking about Ypsilanti, Michigan police chief all of a sudden resigning. He says because they have staffing issues and it's a lot of crime going on. We also talking about music. Tink dropped the Project Pillow Talk. We're going to review that. And then it's a movie on Peacock called They, Them that I want to review. Then we're going to get into sports. That's all coming up, starting with popular topics. You kicking it with KC. All right, baby, let's move into popular topics, pop tops that may or may not be talked about in the news. Starting with this first story coming from CNN.com. It's talking about these police officers in Arkansas. This is the video that went viral on social media, TikTok to be specific. 3 Arkansas police officers beating on a suspect. Now, he's on the ground. They say the video showed them beating on him. They lift his head up, slam it back on the ground. You got a woman saying, don't beat him, he needs his medicine. They like, get the fuck back, all this other stuff. I'm just reading the transcript from this. Didn't get a chance to see the actual video, but it's 3 officers. Is very, very similar to a George Floyd situation, but the suspect did not die. Here's the thing about that. He's white too. Well, I don't know if he's white, but he sure as hell ain't black. If he's black, he light skinned as hell. But I'm gonna go on a limb and say this nigga is not a nigga. He is white, or he is not a person of non-color. But anyway, beat on him. They say that he got into a fight with a convenience store clerk. Then police showed up. He basically was arguing with them and tried to fight them. So they was beating on his ass. So if you think about it like that, like yo, it was a man who was getting in a fight. He was resisting arrest and he fought a police officer. You would think the police have the right to fight this nigga, right? But I don't know. That's not the case necessarily because they are doing an investigation. The 3 officers, they are actually suspended right now while they do their investigation and trying to decide on whether or not they were using excessive force if it wasn't necessary. Now, what would be necessary? What situation would be necessary for a police officer to use excessive force? Because I'm thinking, okay, if a person fights you, a suspect fights you, I would probably want to use excessive force. If you want to fight me, you want to like literally try to throw balls or wrestle me, I might use excessive force. If you want to call that excessive, because if you fighting me, I'm coming back, and I'm coming back with a vengeance. So I don't know if I would call that excessive. If you shoot at me, I'm definitely going to shoot back. So then you want to talk about that's past excessive force. So unless there's some type of non-violent crime, I don't think, like, if there's a non-violent crime, you shouldn't be using force or any type of excessive force. For real, for real. Like, if they're trying to just run away from you, resist arrest, yeah, do what you got to do to keep them in your possession, keep them detained. But excessive force, I don't know. Yeah, you might have to use force. But what makes it excessive? I think it's excessive when you're striking a person, hitting a person, choking a person. They can't breathe. That's excessive. You banging their head against the concrete, I think that might be a little excessive. Even if they tried to fight you, that might be a little excessive. You just set a bad example as a person that's supposed to be a figure of moral authority. Even though I don't believe in that 100%, you're still a person with bias. But let me know what you think. Go off in the live chat in the comments in regards to this. Is there ever a time that police officers should be using excessive force and it's excusable? Let's go ahead and switch up the topics real quick. We are still talking about police officers real quick, though. This story coming from Ypsilanti, Michigan. This is Fox2Detroit.com. Now, the police chief in Ypsilanti resigned. He said, yo, we having staffing issues. I ain't got no people I can hire. Ain't nobody trying to be a police officer. Plus, the crime in this little ass town is going crazy. So he said, I'm about to get up out of here. They like, damn, you about to just leave? You the police chief. He said, hey, man, it is what it is. So you would think a person like this would be worried, especially if you're going to live in that town. You're going to resign as police chief, and you already know they short staff. Would you want to live in a town that's having police issues? Because that's currently the case in Ypsilanti, Michigan right now. He actually said he went to a national meeting, the police chief, and he said, clearly, apparently there's an issue across the nation with small towns in these states that aren't getting the funding that they need to actually keep staff and pay them right. You know what I'm saying? So he's saying this is not just an Ypsilanti. This is a national thing that's going on in a lot of small towns. He even said in a quote, you can read the story in the description. He says, basically, if you can't defend yourself as a citizen, you might be in trouble. If you don't have the money to buy the protection, you might be in trouble in the future. That was a scary quote coming from a police chief. He said, if you can't protect yourself, but most people should already know this. You shouldn't necessarily be depending on the police to protect you. That's not necessarily what they're there for. But anyway, we facing a situation in a certain town. Ypsilanti, where I went to school, Eastern Michigan University. The question about that is, are we gonna have an issue with police shortages across the nation? Like, is this gonna be a real issue soon? If you could look around and tell, there's staff issues with all types of businesses. Can't nobody hire niggas. Niggas out trying to get the money in the streets or from the PPP loans still. You want to pay me $12, $13, $14 an hour? Hell no. To deal with your goofy ass to be yelling at me? No, I'm straight. And that even exists in the police field. What's going to happen if we have a shortage of police officers? Now, I can see McDonald's, Burger King, something like that. We have a shortage of staff. They probably going to turn to robots. We're going to have machines making our sandwiches and shit. What's going to happen with the police officers, though? Can you have machines policing people? Actually, I think that might be the case. You got people like Elon Musk and Tesla that's building robots, humanoid robots, and things of that nature. I think we're gonna have robots doing police work too. There might be robots doing police work. Now, this probably ain't gonna happen for like another, I'll probably say 50 years. 50 years. You might have actual robots on police department staff. That's when they start like actually perfecting personalities and case-by-case situations and things of that nature. But I think this might actually be the case. They even have some canine robot dogs that can chase you down. They got guns on top of them and things of that nature. I think we might be moving towards that somewhere down the line. But if this continues to happen where we having issues with staffing and crime, staffing with police going down, crime going up, it's either going to turn to robots, or do you think communities should police themselves? You think people are civil enough to police themselves? Should we just not even need police officers at all? Everybody just get their own gun, come up with your own groups, and y'all police your own community. You decide what happens to people that commit crimes. You decide the penalties and all of that other type of stuff. Should that be the case? That'd be a wild, wild west. But if there's actual democracy, I would 100% agree with that. Because sometimes I feel like if you commit a crime, depending on the crime, you should be locked up to a wall, and niggas should just come up to that jail and just slap the shit out you when they mad. Because as a taxpayer, I should be able to slap the shit out you. You committed a crime, I should slap you. Or you should have to clean up the whole street of the city. All the streets in the city that's garbage, just garbage everywhere. You should have to pick all that up for free. Just little thoughts that I'm thinking of. Let me know what you think. Go off in the live chat in the comments in regards to that popular topic. Let's go ahead and switch it up, man. Let's switch up the subjects. We're talking about music that we listen to in the audio audit. Your girl Tink is coming on the R&B side. Listen to this on Apple Music. No endorsement. Tink dropped the R&B project called Pillow Talk. Straight out of Chicago. 16 tracks, 46 minutes. It's within my 30 to 45 minute span that I usually like from my album, from my projects. She has one single on the project currently on the radio. We playing on Power 96.5 WQHH in Lansing, and that's Cater, featuring 2 Chainz. It's basically like her. It's like the 2022 version of Destiny's Child, Cater to You. She's literally the same melody. She sampled them. She actually used it like it's the same thing. So whatever. All right. So that's the single. Couple songs that stood out. Balance was one that stood out because I think she was talking about like time management and balancing your social life, professional life, stuff like that. I was like, yo, I can relate to this. I actually like that song. Drunk Texan was another one. I think Ooh Trifling with Fabulous. I think that was pretty nice. Fabulous was spit. Fabulous be spit. Ghetto Love with G Herbo. G Herbo was trash in that song. Well, I didn't like his verse. I ain't gonna say trash. Subjectively speaking, he was trash to me in that song. I don't think G Herbo was that good lyrically either, but in that song he didn't do too good. But anyway, those were a few songs that stood out to me. 3-4 songs out of 16. What's that, about 20-25%? Not too bad. I wouldn't listen to this project again because I know I'm not her demographic. I'm not her demo. This is not for me. She didn't make this for me. But just listen to it objectively. A few songs actually stood out that's pretty decent. I think, if this is your demo, give it a listen. And then let me know what you think. Go off in the live chat in the comments. Even call into the show. 313-466-4386. Oh, yeah, let's switch it up then. We talking about movies and TV shows we seen on the screen and Corn Stream, know what I mean? This was a movie on Peacock. It's called They Them. This was interesting as hell. So it's about a conversion camp. A conversion camp. If you don't know what a conversion camp is, that's when they try to convert you from being gay or bisexual, transsexual, whatever, into being heterosexual. Conversion camp. So this is an actual camp they send kids to, and they wanted them to be straight or whatever. They all explain their reasons for being there, blah, blah, blah. But the point is, they're on this camp trying to get straight. It's like a horror thriller because there's actually a killer on the scene too. There's a killer on the camp, killing random people. Turns out they're killing this actually strategic because they're killing the camp counselors. And then they end up killing, did they end up killing the kid? I don't think they killed the kid. But the killer ended up being one of the staff members who was actually a former child of the conversion camp and was going back for revenge against the camp leader and all the counselors, saying like, yo, why are y'all doing this to us? Y'all don't know the long-term effects y'all having on kids with this conversion camp, making us feel like we not doing the right thing and we wrong and we're sinful and this and that. So she was killing them niggas. And then at the end, the main character is a transgender man. It's actually a woman, and she has a cut and it look like a man, and she says in the beginning she doesn't want to be referred as him or her. She doesn't want to go to a female camp or a male camp. She wants to be referred as them, they. They want to be referred to as them, they. One of them type of people. Nigga, you are one person. Why we gotta do that? Why you gotta be so special? She mad because, oh, you only have a female camp and a male camp? Well, I think it's about time you have a camp for non-binary people. Nigga, we not about to just cater to you just cause you want to be a special alien, nigga. Get your goofy ass out of here. I hate when people of this community try to do that. Like, bro, we all want special accommodations. Starting with black people. Don't sit up here and act like you just need all this special accommodation and niggas need to bow down to you and give you exactly what you need immediately when you just came on this earth. And when I say by just came on this earth, I mean people in the LGBTQIA plus community has just been getting respected as of like the last 5 years. Just. And that's because people starting to feel bad because we being sensitive to all groups. So calm down with that shit. That made me mad. You know what I got from this movie? There's a few things in this movie that kind of stood out to me. The history of the conversion camp, actually, they were actually doing bad things to gay people and transgender people. They were like torturing them to try to get them straight, and they were doing all types of horrible tactics that the main character ended up finding out. But it was a horrible camp. But this is the thing. At the end, the main character, who was a transgender, was saved by the killer, who was a former camp kid. Saved, like literally killed one of the camp leader who was about to kill the them-they person, main leader. The killer actually killed the camp leader and then said, hey, I'm gonna save you. We gonna go around to different camps. The killer was tripping when she said we gonna go to different camps and kill everybody. You was tripping. But she was like, basically like, I'm trying to save you from this camp and people like this. Transgender them-they person say, nobody needs to save me. And just walks off. While the killer just stand there, police walks in and arrests the damn killer. It's like, bro, where's the loyalty? You don't have to be loyal to this nigga, but I feel like you owe this nigga something. You know what I took from this? Transgender people and people of the LGBTQIA plus community. These niggas selfish, bro. They only give a damn about themselves, their rights. They feel like they don't need no help, but at the same time, you want niggas to accommodate you. You want niggas to give you the special treatment, but you don't need help from nobody. Get your goofy ass out of here, bro. This made me feel like people in that community are selfish. They only want what's best for them, and they don't give a damn about nobody else, which I understand. That's damn near human nature. But what the fuck, bro? Like, calm down. Like, y'all just starting to get your rights. Calm that down. I remember it used to just be the LGBT community. Then it was the LGBTQ community, then the LGBTQIA community, then the LGBTQIA plus community. They're gonna add a Batman sign to the end of that bitch soon. Like, when does it stop, bro? When does it stop? That's all I'm asking. When does it stop? But anyway, nonetheless, this was a really good movie. I would probably watch this again. I definitely recommend this. Watch this them day. It gives you great perspective on the life of people in that community too, and the things that they go to. I do feel bad. You know, I have family members and friends who are in that community, but it gives you a different perspective. So watch that. Watch that. And let me know what you think if you watched it. Or give me another movie or TV show that you think I should check out and do a corn stream on. But let's keep it moving. Yeah, man. Let's talk about sports, baby. From the stands of a sports fan. Nothing to really update on in regards to the NBA, the NFL. It's all the same. They're trying to trade Kevin Durant. Don't know if it's going to happen. NFL preseason underway. Deshaun Watson got fined. He's suspended for 11 games. Now he got fined $5 million. Nobody gives a fuck about all that. Boxing, MMA. Let's give an update on that Anthony Joshua Alexander Usyk fight. Anthony Joshua took the L. He lost in a split decision. And now he said he's going to gear up to try to do another rematch. But that means we're not going to get a Tyson Fury Anthony Joshua fight. Tyson Fury went to box Anthony Joshua if he beat Alexander Usyk. That wasn't the case, unfortunately. So we're not going to see that Tyson Fury Anthony Joshua fight, which I wanted to see. But it came down to a split decision. I wish I would have saw the fight, but I didn't get a chance to. Other than that, we just floating through Terrence Crawford, Earl Spence nearing the deal for November 12th and 19th, Las Vegas. Clarissa Shields versus Savannah Marshall, September 10th, O2 Arena in London. Middleweight championship, you know I'm rolling with the Shield. Deontay Wilder versus Robert Helenius, October 15th, pay-per-view at the Barclays. That's actually going to happen. And that's pretty much it. So we about to go ahead and wrap up the show. Get up out of here. That's coming up. You kicking it with KC.
If you're like the average American, you are broke and wondering, hey man, how could I become rich overnight? Well, the answer is finally here. Millionaire Macintosh's Real Estate Seminar. This weekend only, I'll be in your town, hosting my very successful real estate seminar, teaching you how to flip houses with other people's money for only $499.99. But wait, call now and get a free copy of my book, Millionaire in 24 Hours. Actual results may vary. Invest at your own risk. Millionaire Macintosh Real Estate is not responsible for failures or broken dreams. If you're like the average American, you are broke and wondering, hey man, how could I become rich overnight? Well, the answer is finally...
What up? Welcome back. Thinking out loud. You ever want to express something to somebody, but you just feel like they're going to take it in the wrong way? You know they're going to take it the wrong way. Like, I just want to get something off of my chest and tell you how I feel about you or something that you did, or just something in general. But I feel like you gonna take that personal, and you gonna make an executive decision towards me that I don't feel like is necessary. You ever feel like that? I think that's most males when it comes to their female relationships, or even females to female relationships. Not even blaming it on all females, but it can even be a male relationship, a family member, friend, whatever. I feel like this happens. You don't feel like you can be real to somebody because you're worried about their feelings. A lot of females feel like that towards men. They say a man couldn't take the stuff that women go through because men are too emotional. They feel like they're going to react a certain way. You shouldn't have to worry about how somebody is going to react to something, especially if it's the truth or your truth. That's not your responsibility to worry about how they react. It's your responsibility to speak your truth, no matter how they feel. Or do you really care? That's just me thinking out loud. Let me know what you think. Go off in the live chat in the comments. And let's get up out of here, man. I appreciate y'all for kicking it with me today, man. Just stopping on this bit, man. Kick it with KCMC on all social media, man. Follow me. On Facebook, Twitter, Instagram at KIWKCMC. That's Kick It with KCMC. Just the letters, the initials, KIWKCMC. And follow my sponsor, the brand, Team Elite, on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram at TEAMELITE. And you got to check out their collection for that premium athleisure wear. Athleisure wear. That means athletic and leisure wear. You can wear this any day, or if you about to work out, go to their website, teamelite313.com. Ask your mom, baby. Appreciate you for kicking with KCMC, baby. Another episode. If you got this far, you already know. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the alert so you know when we going live. And share this thing with a friend, man. We appreciate you, man. We're going to get back at this thing again tomorrow, because we missed yesterday. That's why we in today. We back at this thing again tomorrow. Appreciate you for kicking with KC. Bitch. We out.